You see the thumbnail right there? You see the prison bars. Now in this video right here, I'm gonna talk about how you're in a prison and you have no control. And I'm not talking about an actual prison behind bars. I'm talking about society's prison that a lot of us don't even see. We don't even realize because things are happening around us to blind us from the truth, from the fact that we live in a prison every day. Now, one thing I'm gonna bring up is your social security number. Just like you have an inmate number, you have a social security number out here in the free world. This social security number goes with you everywhere. It is how they identify you. So when you apply for a job, or you go buy a car, or you buy a house, they want your social security number. This is how they track you. This is how they keep a tab on you. Without a social security number, you can't get shit going on out here. You can't make it happen. It's basically, if you have no social security number, you don't even exist. You're off the grid. But as soon as you have a social security number, they got you. They know how to track you anywhere. This is how Big Brother keeps a tab on every last one of us, is through a social security number. Also, when you buy a car, you got your license plates. Your social security number is attached to that. When you go on a job, your social security number is attached to that, because without your social security and your birth certificate, you won't get paid. They ask for like 3 forms of ID when you apply for a job. So this is one way we're in a prison. You're identified by a number. Another way we're in a prison because we're constantly manipulated and told what to do every single day. You're told what to do through media. You're told how to think. You're told how to act. You're told what to wear. So you don't have any control over your life. Everything they push out is pretty much forced on us through media. Now we have social media platforms to promote certain things they want us to do in this reality. So that's another way you don't have any freedom. If you don't own any clothing manufacturer, if you don't have any own a clothing line, then you have to wear what they put out there. Now you can mix it up and give it your own twist, but for the most part, you have to wear whatever they put out. You go to the grocery store, you have to eat the food that's at the grocery store, no matter what grocery store it's at. If you don't own a farm and you don't know how to farm, you're pretty much at the mercy of a grocery store. Same thing with toothpaste. All of the things that they give us as consumers, we're at the mercy of it because we don't own any of the companies. They tell us how to vote. They tell us what politicians we should like and the ones that we shouldn't like. Y'all see where I'm going here? They put laws in place. If you don't have money to change any of these laws, you're a pawn in the game. You're a prisoner in the system. The ones that's able to do whatever they want to do are the ones above us, the elite, the ones with billions and trillions of dollars. They are the ones who can change laws. They are the ones who can move behind the shadows, in the shadows, and do whatever they want. While us regular folks have to pretty much play the game. They sell you a bill of goods by telling you if you go to college, get you a degree, that you'll have a successful life. They tell you when you go on these jobs, you'll get a retirement plan, a 401k, health insurance. Other ways to manipulate you into staying on a job and giving your life to the job for 15, 20 years, all for a retirement plan. Think about that shit. You just invested 15 to 20 years just for a savings plan, just so you can retire. You gave that company all of your energy And in that 15 to 20 years, you have neglected so many wonderful things about yourself because that job siphoned all of your energy. This is what happens to a lot of people. Jobs burn people out. And because they burn you out, you don't have anything to give back to your family or even to yourself. It's another way you're a prisoner. So the only way to break free from this prison is through spiritual awareness. First, by realizing that you are a prisoner in a system that you have no control over. And the only way to be set free is through spiritual awareness. And some of you don't want that. Some people wake up every day and they don't even think about this shit. They just roll with it. And that's like absurd to me. That's crazy. That's crazy that a person can wake up every day and never give thought to the fact that they're manipulated and controlled every day, a puppet on strings. That everything about you is something that you have learned from your family and something that has been passed down through genetic code and through just the manipulation of society. So you are not your own. So if you take away all of the things we've learned, what are we really? What are you? Nothing. We build our identities on false reality. That's another thing that bothers me about a human being, man, that a human comes to this world and they get so attached to ideals and certain things that make them who they are. It baffles me all the time, man. It really does. Like, for instance, a person who takes steroids or works out a lot, or a person who drives a fancy car, or a womanizer, you know, a ladies' man, or whatever it is, a person who's like very American. They tie their identity to this shit so much that they think that it's really them. Like, they hold on to it. Like, you got some people out here, they watch sports and they have to, you know, pick a certain team. Well, if that's the city I'm from, that's the team I gotta like. So you gotta wear the hat, the clothes, you know, the jerseys and all that shit. Can't like any other team. Gotta be just that team. Like you attach your identity to something. Like you ride hard for something so hard, and it's like, why? That's crazy, man. There's certain things about people that really like make me scratch my head a lot. Like, why would you do that? It's a fucking football team. That's a basketball team. That's a flag. But it goes down to this. Human beings need meaning in order for them to survive. They need some kind of meaning. They need something to give them life, something to wake up for every day. Which is another thing that's crazy to me, man. It's just a lot of times being a human, I wake up and I think about this shit and I'm just like, man, like it is crazy to be a fucking human sometimes, to be like so able, you know, like we are so brainwashed easily. Like it's easy to manipulate and control us. Like we automatically have a slave mentality. This is why we're in the situation we're in now, because it is so easy to control us and manipulate us by distracting us with certain things, trinkets. And people don't even think twice about the shit. They don't give any thought to it, man. Like you should sit down and when you really finally come to this conclusion, you're gonna be pissed. How they throw all kinds of distractions in your face. And I'm about to lay out some of the distractions right now. The Iran war, that's one of them. The Epstein files, that's another. Celebrities, that's another. While you people are distracted by these three things, giving a fuck about all this shit, what are they doing behind your back? They building AI robots. This is another thing to throw into this prison for us. Another thing that's going to enslave and probably control us. Now, I've been looking at these videos lately about this AI stuff, and this is what's coming. And they saying between 5 to 12 years, these AI robots going to be most likely taking over, replacing most humans off of jobs. Just think about the chaos that's going to create. So while your silly ass sitting around worried about politics, you sitting around worried about some fucking celebrity doing witchcraft, which is just buffoonery to me, man. Y'all get so caught up in stupid shit. Motherfuckers on here on YouTube making endless videos about celebrities doing witchcraft. That's what your stupid ass wake up and think about. Oh, let me make a video about so-and-so and witchcraft. I'm like, dude, let me tell you something that's coming in fucking reality. They are creating robots. So if you're looking at this video, I encourage you to watch these AI videos. And I've been looking at these podcasts about these are brilliant people on these podcasts talking about this shit. Talking about how these AI robots are going to replace humans. And from these elite, these billionaires' point of view, I can see why. And I'm about to throw out a few reasons why. Human beings die. Human beings lose ambition. A robot can get more things done probably within a week that it would take a human being 15 to 20 years to do. A robot doesn't need money. It doesn't need an incentive to work. It doesn't need a retirement plan. It doesn't need health insurance. It can work 24 hours. It doesn't need food, doesn't need shelter, doesn't need water. So these are a lot of reasons why AI will be taking over and replacing people from most jobs. And you can already see it happening when you go to some of these grocery stores. They do it bit by bit. They took out cashiers and they put a self-checkout right there. That's one way how they do it. Just in small, subtle ways. So you won't really pay attention. You're like, oh shit, I get to do a self-checkout. Well, guess what's coming next? They probably removed the self-checkout and put a robot right there. Or if not a robot, they're going to have self-checkouts in every store. And they won't have a need for a human being to run the store anymore. They'll probably have a robot in there as the person, overseer of certain things, but be self-checkouts. When you go to some of these big businesses, a robot will be doing all the fucking work. When you do Uber, it'll be a robot driving the fucking Uber. First, it's probably going to start at the top and it's going to trickle down to the poor people. Then we won't have anything. I've also seen them showing robots how to fight. Think about that. A fucking robot made of metal throwing punches at you. Kicking. It can jump. It can run fast. Now, they also have videos of these robots glitching out and shit like that. But y'all got to think, man, this shit is deep. Like, I don't see this being a good thing for humanity. And this is something that every human needs to think about. Like, this shit is coming. Just like in history where empire will rise and the empire will fall and then we start a new civilization. Look what they trying to do now. They trying to get robots to replace humans. We become obsolete. We're no longer here. We're no longer needed. So if we don't need capitalism anymore, what's the point of having human beings? What's our role in life? Because we need an incentive to work. And because so many people have given up on having a job these days, they don't have any other choice but to implement robots in the workforce. Because people don't want to work. People aren't going to college. People aren't following the American way anymore. People like, fuck it, I'd rather be homeless on welfare or unemployment versus going to go get a job. So people don't want to perform in this prison anymore. So what do they have to do now? Well, we got to get robots to do the fucking job that the humans won't do. And when the robots get so smart, what do they want to do? What have you seen in movies? They want to overthrow the humans and exterminate us. So they've prepped us throughout all the 90s, 2000s. They've shown us these fucking movies over and over. Terminator. Terminator is like the biggest one I can think of. You got The Matrix. And there's other movies out there, but Terminator and The Matrix are probably like the biggest movies where they have shown us what the future holds for humanity. You know what I'm saying? This is serious stuff, man. I encourage people to like pay attention to what's going on out there, because they throwing out loads of distractions to distract you from what's coming. And this prison is only going to get worse. People with no jobs, just think about that. That's no meaning in life. What am I going to do? I devoted my whole life to a job. I gave my life. I gave them 20 years, 10 years, 15, even 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I like that job. And now a fucking AI came in and took over. They don't need me anymore because I'm not efficient enough. This is what's coming down the pipeline. So while you sitting around burying your fucking head in the sand, thinking about what a celebrity is doing, thinking about the Epstein files and shit, thinking about what's going on in the war, the gas prices, distractions from the real war that's coming, that they are waging war against poor people, against the little people, the people that keep the fucking economy going. About to get you out the way because you don't want a job anymore. Now, I know I probably went off the rails a little bit, but all of this shit that I'm talking about, it all correlates with this prison that we live in. They just keep throwing new shit in there. And the fucked up part about it, you have people out here that think that this is fake. It ain't gonna happen. Well, you got some people out here, they just don't care. They don't give a damn. And maybe that's cool too. Maybe it is a good thing to not give a damn about anything because you're not affected. But my thing is this: as long as you're living and you're breathing, you are going to be affected by this shit. You're going to be affected. It's going to affect all of us. And my thing is this: humans are going to have to get over the bullshit. We're going to have to like come together and get over our cultural differences, our racism, our classism, all of the isms, and come together. We're going to have to, man. This is the only way things are going to change. We're going to have to cross those lines. Like, we have to stop with the division, man. This is holding us back. This is why we haven't made any real strides, because of the segregation, because of our unwillingness to come together and fight against this machine, man. We'll never get anywhere. We're never moving forward. We're always moving forward a little bit, then we move backwards a lot. So you got people online talking about relationship issues and all this silly shit, man. It's like none of that shit's gonna matter when this real thing come down the pipeline. Because the way I see it, if we're not able to work, then what do we do? What are we, just the wandering people? We just out here? It may seem cool to be on a break and not make any money, but money doesn't mean anything anymore. That's cool and all. But it's like, what is our role in life after that? What are these prison wardens? What plans do they have for us? If we're no longer needed in the workforce, what plans do they have? Because the way I look at it, if they don't have any need for us in the workforce anymore, then what do? They pick on us with their robots. Because they do this every day. These prison wardens, these billionaires and these trillionaires, they fuck with the little people every day. They bully us every fucking day. Y'all don't even realize that you're living in a prison, man. They tell you how to hate. They tell you to be racist. They tell you to, they teach you about how to conquer and divide. They divide us by finance, by school, by neighborhoods we live in, without our say-so. We don't have any freedom. It doesn't matter if you go out there and open up several businesses, because you have people out here in this shit, in this prison, who think, if I go get a business, I'll have some freedom. If I pay all my debt, I have financial freedom. I'm free. I'm like, you're not free. You're not free because Big Brother is always watching. So you can't do anything, because anything you do, they're going to find out about it. They got cameras every fucking way. You have the people on the fucking watchtower watching down on you. You open up a business, you still got to pay taxes. You're not free. You still got to provide that social security number. You buy your house, they still got to have all your information. You get your job, they still got to have all your information. You buy a car, you got to pay property tax. You have to pay your taxes every year. They got a GPS on your cell phone to monitor everywhere you go. They can go on your phone, jailbreak your phone, and read all your text messages and find out everything. They have satellites that watch you every fucking day, that can zoom in and see where you are. Police force, the fucking cops can come bust down your door anytime they want, without a warrant if they really feel like it, and make up some shit. They can throw you in jail whenever they feel like it. Frame you for a crime you didn't commit. And you've all seen this done time after time. So how the fuck are we free? They tell you how to love through love movies and romance novels. They tell you what romance is. So you grow up thinking that that's what love is. They tell you what religion to believe and what religion is the right religion. You watch YouTube videos about Christ and they keep showing you a white person. You got these channels that try to preach this Gnostic truth or any truth related to Christ or the spiritual realm, and they got a white person every time on the thumbnail. So yes, this is a prison, but through awareness, through spiritual awareness, you'll be able to break free from this shit. But until then, you won't even realize that you're in one. You'll wake up every day and go along with the program. You'll follow the laws and the rules and won't even question it. This is what most people do. And this is why so many distractions are in this prison. So many trinkets is to keep us away from what's really going on. They want you that way. They don't want you to use your fucking brain. They don't want you to think. They put things in the media just to keep you distracted. They allow these content creators to make all of these videos. There's a reason why YouTube is up. It's not up there to make you fucking money and so you can be an entrepreneur. It's up there to keep you distracted. When you have so many people talking and pulling you in this direction and that direction, that keeps you distracted. You don't care about what's going on in the world. You're more concerned about what's happening on social media. When you look at your Instagram, you're more concerned about who's on there, how many followers and how many likes and shit like that. Who's posting this and who's doing this and who has this. You're no longer thinking about the bigger picture, what's going on in the world, what's happening behind your back. Same thing with TikTok. Same thing with all of these platforms. These platforms were built to distract people. You have so many voices and outlets that you watch every day. How can you pay attention to anything? You're not. Because they know human beings are like children. Easily distracted, easily manipulated, easily coerced into doing shit. So just think about it. Give some thought to this shit. When you wake up, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. And you're going to realize that everything you've been told has been a lie. You're going to realize that your family never told you that you were living in a prison that doesn't have bars. It doesn't have an actual tower with a prison warden. It's invisible, but it's really there. Because like I told you in the beginning of this video, your inmate number is your social security number. And this is how they identify you.